Liberty! Is this not why you are here?
I address you tonight as a citizen of humanity, bare-faced with the very gravest of challenges.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Live from the Plantation. I'm Spartacus 2.0, a.k.a. Jerry Metcalf. With me, as usual, upstairs across the prison gallery on his own phone, is Lucifer 777.
What up, though?
Today we're going to be talking about the relevance of TV or television prison system. We're going to discuss shows or, what TV means to us, that kind of shit. That being said, Seven, kick us off.
Yeah, man, yeah. I mean, TV in general, right, in my opinion, man, it's just like, we got a saying there, we call it the idiot box. And I think that's been around since like the late 60s or some shit like that. And they just been calling the idiot. I mean, it has pretty, like, mind deteriorating content on that motherfucker. So I try to navigate my way through it, but it's irresistible. It's irresistible. Like reality TV is irresistible to me. You have once in a while you have to watch people like act a fucking fool, And nowadays I've been really, really, really intrigued with Naked and Afraid. I got ideas, man. I got some ideas about Naked and Afraid.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Let me hear them.
I mean, you think you can do Naked and Afraid, man?
Me? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Listen, audience. That's a loaded question because he knows my stance on Naked and Afraid. Listen, I'm not going out in the jungle with my junk hanging out, getting my shit eaten off, or getting stung, or going in the river and have something swim up my pee hole, or a boar, goring my junk off, or a lion, or them baboons. You know them baboons? They eat your face and your dick, and it's horrible.
Hey,
no,
tear your shit right off and throw it at the ground.
Yeah, I'm not going. Oh, I would do Naked and Afraid if it was like set in a strip club or something like that. Naked and Afraid strip club.
Would you be afraid?
XXL.
No, that's not. It's not a fear factor in there. See, you're not afraid at that point. You gotta have listen. What you gotta have is for you to be afraid. You have to be in a strip club, and somebody has to have, or a multitude of women has to have like some type of like disease, and you have to play Russian roulette. That's the only way you would be. That's the only way you would be afraid of that motherfucker.
Yeah, I ain't doing that one either. Yeah, too much afraid. See, that's my problem. There's too much afraid in nakedness.
Most definitely. I got some ideas for that though, right? See, because it needs some tweak. It needs some altering. A little tweak here and tweak there, right? I want to see people survive, but they have survival instincts. I mean, everybody innately has some type of like survival instinct, but I want to see them take people off the inner city. Like, just go to New York and just snatch one of the motherfuckers off there and be like, hey, listen, we're going to put you out here in the jungles of Siberia and some shit like that. Or like the snow caps of Siberia or somewhere in South Sudan or something like that. Man, see if you can supply them with food and everything. Supply them with food, everything. Give them like a handbook of instructions, and it'll be way more interesting than having somebody know this shit, know what the fuck to do out there to survive.
Yeah. Listen. Now that kind of show would be fun. That kind of show would be fun if you had some clothes on. You ever watch the show Alone? I like that. It's on History Channel. They take people and they drop them off, and it's like they put 10 people in the woods, and at the end, whoever's still, the one that left standing wins $500,000. Now I like that, but they don't give them any food, but they give them 10 items and clothing.
Oh yeah.
Not just.
That's pretty good. Naked. That's pretty good.
But then,
as opposed to being naked, that's
all
a different type of fight.
Yeah, and they all know their shit, So I'm with you. I could see that take 10 people or any people that have no idea what they're doing, but they're not gonna last long though. So they're being eaten by lions and shit. Like, oh man, you see Jerry the lion ate his ass. doing? He's trying to
be
pet
breaking
one.
down.
Yeah.
Or feeding the motherfucker. They try to feed it. Oh, we just need they need to eat. Like the motherfuckers be around there feeding birds and shit like that.
All right. So enough about naked and afraid and getting your junk eaten off. What else we gotta talk about? The
what?
You say what?
I mean, shit. Yeah, no, because it's got the little lag in it, so I really can rarely hear you. So yeah, I mean, other shit I've been watching, so you know me, man. Black entertainment is always funny. They always find a way to exploit black people. You feel me? And I mean, I don't know if you watch it. I know you watch it in passing and stuff like that, because I peep game and shit. But when we have it on Love and Hip Hop and that whole little series and that tree that they got going on right there, I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, but I love it so much. It's
I watch it with the volume off.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like cigarettes. You know it's bad for you, but you just want another one. You want another one. Every time you get stressed, you want another one. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Well, real quick, let's talk about though the relevant, like why is TV important to people in prison? For instance, like we get our news from the television. We stay connected to the outside. Like people in the free world, they have the internet and they're free. You know, they can ride around and see shit. We don't have that.
Right.
We don't have either one of those options. We get our news from the television. We stay kind of relevant, like up to speed on how the world is functioning through the television. So we have kind of a distorted view of the world. Especially, I'm glad you brought up reality TV, because you know my thing is I believe that reality TV is really distorting the way that men in prison see the world. If you're here long enough and you watch enough reality TV, you start to think that's the way the world functions. What do you think on that?
Most definitely. I mean, yeah, you hit it right on. You hit the nail right on. You hit the hammer right on the nail for sure. And as far as like the reality TV distortion, right? A lot of us, and I'm gonna put some people on blast in this aspect, but they get a predatory mindset when it comes to like you in the outside world, you know, if you're in the outside world, especially to like pertaining to women and shit like that, because we already know reality TV is staged, right? And they create this illusion when you see these people out there and they prompt it and they got this light, this certain type of light shed on them, right? And guys get crazy, you know. Guys get crazy, man. They get a little stalkerish, you know. And if you watch too much of that shit and you like fall into that rabbit hole, then you would go out into society with like a crazy distorted mindset. You feel me? So we have to like really like compartmentalize and really like step back from this shit sometimes and realize that it's television and it's there for your entertainment. You know?
Yeah. I'm glad you said so. So what Seven's talking about is there's this small group of men in prison who watch that shit and they get these crazy ideas about. They turn into straight like stalkers. Like you can see it in their eyes. Their eyes gloss over. Like when there's a woman that's working, they're constantly, you know, like up there staring at them, or they're peeking around corners. They're just doing strange shit, and a lot of that shit comes from they sit and they just stare at
women all day.
TV, and especially the reality shows or Jerry Springer and all that shit, where you have all this crazy shit that all revolves around like the exploitation of women, like the sexualization of women. So these guys watch that shit, and they believe that in their mind that that's the way the world functions. They believe like the entire world is Jerry Springer. And you might be saying, oh, Jerry and Seven, how could you guys possibly know this? Well, we talked to these dudes. We've had conversations with them. I've literally sat down and said, hey, do you think all women are like the women on Jerry Springer? They're like, yeah, why would you think otherwise? They're
close friends with some of them.
Yeah, they're insane.
They're insane for sure. And that's what it is. That's the give and take. That's the give and take when you just secluded in this one like little corner of the world, and you don't get the whole interpretation of like actual reality. So you know what I'm saying? You live in this alternate reality for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Especially when you take men away and you put them away from women for decades, and you expect them to understand how women think and act. You know, they get, like I said, we get our information from TV or books or whatever. You know,
right.
I mean, you know, it's just fucked up. It's fucked up to watch some of these dudes operate, man. It's crazy.
I mean,
but TV does have
it.
It has its good points too. I mean, it serves good purpose. Like, you know, there's tons of things. We have a channel where they show DVDs on education and rehabilitation and like yoga and stuff like that. And, inspirational speeches. They have inspirational speeches and then for entertainment.
I mean, creative content too. Creative content. Stuff like that.
Yeah, all the art. Yep, they do all the art stuff. Like they put our PCAP, like when we have an art show, they put a DVD up to show, so we kind of get to participate in that, which is really sweet. So like, you know, we are hanging at the U of M, and that stuff's cool. So yeah, the TV has a function other than babysitter. That's what it is.
Most definitely. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's how it was like in your days, shit like that, before like the gaming console was like a thing. Not a gaming console like nowadays they're fucking babysitters and shit. Like now we burden back to that age. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like a distraction. And I try not to get too distracted. Like, you know me, I rarely watch TV. I rarely watch movies, shit like that. I watch TV and shit like that, but I watch games, sports, and we the same person and shit like that. Almost
we do the same
person.
shit.
So same shit. But if you ask me about any type of movie, I would know.
Yeah, most of the time I don't either. Watch lots of sports.
I would know.
Lots of how to build houses and shit, like, you know, all those fix your house shows. Love those.
Yeah.
You think
a whole bunch of shit, man. As far as like, I mean, Shy. We already had that and shit like that. But other than that, man, it's a give and take. You know, we have to prepare ourselves for the like freedom. You know.
Yeah. Have you been watching that show on elephants? Oh my God, man!
On elephants? Oh no! When did it come on? It come on? Yeah, it come on today, don't it? Or Tuesday?
Well, yeah, tonight. It was on. It'll be on tonight. It was on yesterday. It's on. Man, elephants
no, I didn't watch it.
Chart smart. They have such communities, and they really communicate. Like all them different. Oh man, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Hey, listen. Hey, speaking of that, right? Speaking of that, which made me think of this, right? Remember back in the like early '80s and stuff like that, when they had the guerrilla warfare, and they called it like the Emerald Triangle, right? It's somewhere in Africa that I can't think of off top. It's on the tip of my tongue, man, and I can't think of it off top, bro. But it's somewhere in Africa. They had this big ass fucking. No, it's not the kind. I mean, it's by there. I think it was like they was the revolution. They revolutionized against the whole state and shit like that. It's by there, and they had this big ass safari and shit, right? And long story short, they was killing all the wildlife, like really? All of the they was killing everything. It was killing everything. So when they got to when they got to the fucking the elephants, right? They was taking their tusks and shit, killing them for the meat and taking their tusks. The elephants was so smart, right? They started their offspring. They started like taking like the fucking molecular structure to create tusks out of their fucking like I don't know, reproductive system and shit. I don't know what the fuck to call that, but I don't know. It was crazy as fuck. Yeah. So they grew without tusks. Like the fucking kids grew up without tusks.
That's incredible.
That was crazy.
That's that memory in the DNA.
Most definitely. That was crazy.
That's insane. I've never heard that, but that's actually amazing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Right.
That was, I mean, that it made me look at that's the species in a different light for sure.
Elephants are incredible, man. But back to TV, so you
I'm gonna
learn
check
that
it out.
from watching television.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that shit out there because I've been meaning to catch it. I've been meaning to catch it because I see it on the commercial all the time. I've been meaning to catch it. I'm gonna check it out though for sure. We'll talk about it later on. You know how we get.
Yeah, that shit is so amazing, man. So amazing. And oh, okay, yeah. Changing gears. So we also watch. We have DVDs here, where we have a channel that they show DVDs. Right now we're watching Boardwalk Empire, but we've watched what else have we watched? You know, all kind of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Black
Power.
Orphan Black, whatever that shit is.
Oh yeah,
Orphan Black.
Yeah, yeah. Billions. That's my shit. Billions.
That was one of the best series that they showed in a long time, and these are things that we haven't been able to see, but so we like it's like brand new to us, so we take a liking to them very fast.
Here's a tidbit of information that's kind of odd. When I came to prison in 1996, TVs were black and white. And
yeah.
They were black and white. They were black and white all the way up till I think 2005.
2010.
Or whatever.
Shit, 2010.
Yeah, 2010. So I watched a black and white television for 14 years. Isn't that crazy?
Hell yeah. That was crazy as hell. Like, I seen guys with black and whites when I first came down in 2009. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm living in the Stone Age. It just had like the twisted volume thing to it. It didn't have buttons. It had the twisted volume. It had the contrast in the front and shit.
Yeah.
Eyes hurt like a motherfucker. Hurt like a motherfucker. You said that this box of black and white, and then you just look over and just see vibrant colors.
Yeah.
Fucking headache. Instant headache.
Yeah. To this day, I'll see movies that I watched back then, and I'll see them in color right now and think, oh my God, this movie looks so much better.
Hey, just imagine though. Hey, for real, it's sad to think about that, right? But just imagine the guys that came down like early 50s, late 60s and stuff like that, and was like from black and white when they was out, and black and white all the way to 2009, and they first time seeing color TV.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. No, I remember how fucked up they were. Amazed, like, oh my God, it's magic.
Crazy. It's like seeing fire for the first time. It's crazy as fuck, man.
Hey, it's funny you say that. Oh, listen. So we just mentioned that we have DVD players here, right? And they're up front in the control center. And the guy that they have running them, he came to prison in like 1971. So our DVDs never play right. They got a dude that came to prison in 1971 in charge of running our DVD player. He never even was out for VHS tapes, let alone a DVD player. So every time he puts it in, it's all fucked up. He'll have it in. We'll watch like 8 hours of repeating previews and shit.
or like the first 30 seconds of just preview, repeat. First 30 seconds of the fucking
Yeah, like the Warner Brothers, like when it says Warner Brothers and it the lion roars, it'll repeat that for about 4 hours.
This is crazy as hell, right?
Yeah,
but that's the where we live in right now. I mean, it's funny as hell. It's sad though. It's definitely sad.
It is sad. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't know how to operate a DVD player. If they sent me up there to run it, it'd be all fucked up too. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. I mean, think about it. I've been in prison since 1996. There was no damn DVD player in 1996. If there was, I didn't own one.
Yeah. Are you right for sure?
Put it in perspective.
They had them big ass phones.
Absolutely. Had them big ass phones. That's a great one. Big giant ass fucking like Nokia flip phone. And they had Sega Genesis was the top of the line video fucking console.
Damn.
PlayStation and Xbox weren't even out. They didn't come out till like 97 or 98.
Most definitely. PlayStation, I think 99, early 2000s or something like that.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. Damn.
Oh, that's great. Speaking of TVs, we have Xboxes here at the facility in the gym. That's a good one. That's on a TV screen. We can talk about that.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's pressure. That's pressure, right? Because these guys being introduced to this contraption, right? I mean, it starts a lot of it starts a lot of turmoil. I mean, we see so many fights in that gym over this bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So many fights. So many fights over it, right?
Yeah. Remember when Steve got picked up? Dude picked Steve up above his head, body slammed him over a game controller.
Man, I thought I was front row at a WWE match, bro. He motherfucker picked this dude up between his legs from the crotch and slammed this guy. I felt so bad for Steve. That's my dog too, man. I felt so bad for Steve.
Too. Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Steve, man, if you out there listening, man, we have anybody out there listening, we miss you. Hey, make it your way home, man. Be safe, man. Stay out of the way.
For sure. Did I ever tell you I used to go over there and play. They got like a 4-person shooter game over there. I can't remember what it's called. These motherfuckers, man, all these young guys, they would be laughing at me because I can barely move. They just walk up and shoot my dude in the head. Pow, and then they'd all get to laughing and shit. I'm running around trying to climb up shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, man.
I had to pay money to see that. I had to pay extra money to see it. For sure.
Yeah. It was fun. It took me about 5 times of playing before I even realized how to pick up a gun and use it. Because, they wouldn't tell me nothing. So, they had to keep their edge. They weren't going to tell me any information. I had to figure it out on my own.
Hell no. They ain't about to help you get good. Hell no. They ain't about to help you get good, for sure.
Right. That's why I like playing the Halo, because it's a 1-person game. So I can sit there and learn it all on my own.
Yeah, trial and error, for sure. For sure. I play sports. That's all I do is play sports. I run it up. That's all I do.
NFL Live. What's not NBA 2K?
Madden.
What's the John Madden? Yeah, Madden. I played that. I like that a lot.
All I play. That's all I play is Madden. Fucking junkie, man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's over with. It's a wrap.
I think we came to an end. I think we've had enough of this shit. What do we do here?
Sure.
What do we do it live from the plantation?
Break the chains, my dude.
Break the motherfucking chains. That's right. Whether we're doing it on video games, black and white TVs, whatever the fuck, we break the chains.
Yeah. For real. All right. Okay, man. Thanks for tuning in to another amazing episode of Live from the Plantation. This is XD3, the Red Zone. Man, you get with it or get left, man. Flat out. Tune in.